For the most part on this channel, I talk about KU athletics. But this time I'm going to take a step aside and talk about West Virginia men's basketball and the situation that's happening currently down in Morgantown with three simple words. What just happened? Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up everybody? It's Drew, better known as RockChalk01, and I just wanted to come on here to make a video talking about Bob Huggins no longer being the head men's basketball coach at West Virginia. Yeah, for the most part, on my end, this was a long time coming, but for most people in the United States who really love college basketball, this was a big shock. Also, this whole situation with Bob Huggins, in what I could see, was a year in the making, or close to. Because if you start from the 2022-23 season to where we are now, this almost lines up as a full year. So I'm gonna basically take a look at the situation at hand and then throw my 2 cents on why I think this happened. So yeah, without further ado, let's go with it. So how I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna take a look at this as a strike system. 3 strikes and you're out, you get the point. Strike 1 in this situation was the entire 2022-2023 West Virginia men's basketball season. Now, if you don't recall, West Virginia had a stacked group of guys led by Trey Mitchell and Eric Stevenson. Also, a ton of senior and super senior talent. And it was looking good for West Virginia until conference play hit, when it just went downhill fast. And West Virginia ended up finishing dead last in the conference, which is the second time in the last 5 seasons that West Virginia has finished dead last in the Big 12. Yeah, so it wasn't a really good season for West Virginia. And for most fans, if you finish dead last twice in the last 5 seasons, you're gonna be on the hot seat for termination. And we thought at that point he would be gone, but wasn't looking like it. In comes strike number 2, and we head back to early May, not even a month and a half ago, as Bob Huggins was caught saying homophobic slurs and anti-Catholic sentiment towards the Xavier Musketeers men's basketball program while on a radio talk show in Cincinnati. The former head men's basketball coach at the University of Cincinnati saying these things about Xavier, which by the way, those 2 schools are rivals. I mean, bound to happen, but it was a big no-no. In fact, there's probably 2 things that you really can't say anything bad about on public radio: gay people and religion. And what do you know? He says something bad towards both of them. And boy, howdy, the community let him know about it. And did West Virginia decide to terminate him then? No. They gave him a big old slap on the wrist and gave Huggins a 3-game suspension and $1 million fine. That's it. But this story must have a conclusion, and it does with strike number 3, and that was a couple days ago. Bob Huggins was arrested outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, with a DUI charge. Yeah, driving under the influence of alcohol is a huge no-no, and we've seen many coaches get fired because of this. In fact, a lot of people lose their jobs for this, so please, if you drink alcohol, don't drive. But Bob Huggins didn't abide by those rules, did it anyway, got arrested and charged with the DUI, and we were waiting for West Virginia's statement on what they would do with Bob Huggins in this situation. And a little less than 24 hours later, the following day, Bob Huggins announced his resignation from West Virginia and officially announced his retirement from coaching. So, in conclusion, Bob Huggins is now on the unemployment line, and West Virginia is without a head men's basketball coach. Now, to my 2 cents on this situation. First off, all the things that he has said, all the things that he has done from May to June, uncalled for. But there is something eerily suspicious about this. I've noticed something while watching Bob Huggins coach, and it just seemed like he wasn't interested in coaching anymore. I mean, he felt like he was on the tail end of his time on the sideline, and just his body language, his overall character just wasn't there. And in my opinion, I feel like he's been asking for West Virginia to let him go. But at the same time, he's still winning games. West Virginia's doing really well in basketball, with the occasional hiccup here and there, making NCAA tournaments, and they just keep extending him. And I don't want to say that Huggins was ready back then to retire or resign, but nowadays he was asking for it. I mean, 2 last place finishes in 5 years, and then the situations that happen, he's like, please, please, let me go. Let me sit on my recliner, please. And sure enough, after he got his DUI, that happened. And finally, West Virginia agreed with it and let him go. Now, if you're West Virginia, are you a little nervous? A little bit, because you just lost your Hall of Fame head coach. Now you're on the search for a new one, and the quest to try and be successful as you were last time is up in the air. But letting Bob Huggins go was probably the best thing for West Virginia in this situation, because you don't want to be hung around all that controversy all season long if you're going to keep him. So, do I think they're going to struggle? Probably, but who knows what will happen. They might end up being like what Duke did this last season. After Coach K retired, John Shire did really well with the team. So, who knows? But anyway, that's going to do it for the video on the Bob Huggins situation. Let me know what you thought about this situation, because I know it's crazy. But also, don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe, and push that notification bell. Tell your friends about these videos, and I should see you again when the next one comes out. But until then, have a good day. Never ever bring exotic dancers to the field house, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.